Well, we are now 28 days away from the midterms. To make sure you're prepared for Election Day, KVUE News is launching a new segment, Vote Texas Face Off. You can catch it here on midday every Tuesday. Weighing in today is Ed Espinoza and Matt Mackowiak. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it.
Pleasure. Good to be back.
I know a lot of folks know you, but we want to give folks kind of a little snapshot of who you are. Ed Espinoza is the executive director of Progress Texas. It's an organization that advocates for progressive ideals and policies. He has more than 20 years experience providing strategic communication counsel for 50 campaigns and has served as the Western States director at the Democratic National Committee. And Matt Mackowiak, also a face familiar to many of you as a political and communication consultant who is also president of Potomac Strategy Group. He served in senior roles for 2 U.S. senators and then Governor George W. Bush. Mackowiak currently serves as the chairman of the Travis County Republican Party. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Sure.
Thanks. I know you guys are super busy.
It's that time of year. Yeah, I'm stretched.
I know. So let's talk about one of, I think, the races a lot of folks here are watching, and that is Beto O'Rourke and Ted Cruz. It seems to get nastier by the day. What are we seeing when it comes to, we see, especially in Travis County, the voter registration tolls are up. So does that favor one candidate over another, do you all believe, or is it too early to know?
In particular, higher voter registration is going to be better for Democrats, especially in counties like Travis County, any kind of urban county, whether that's Dallas County, Harris County, or any other big cities. And in Travis in particular, I think it's like 93% right now. So that's definitely going to help Beto O'Rourke. The trick is, are they going to show up? Turnout is always an issue in Texas. We've seen it get a little higher over the years as the population has grown. But again, a lot of people don't vote because they don't even know there's an election. Hard to say that that's going to be the case this year. But I think that there is an opening for Beto O'Rourke if he can mobilize those people. And so far, he seems to have all the tools in place to do it. There are some structural hurdles, some historical hurdles, but he's making a better run of it than we've seen a Democrat do in decades right now.
I know we've seen Ted Cruz on the circuit a lot this weekend. Are there things that either candidate needs to do in the next couple of weeks to kind of secure votes or to get people to the polls?
Well, I think the one development that we've seen in the last 7 days is that Republican motivation is higher as there's been a backlash among Republican voters to the tactics used against now Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. So I think if that Republican motivation can stay high over the next 4 weeks, that intensity, which is a real question, but if it can stay high, that'll be a good thing. It'll be a very good thing in Texas for Republicans up and down ballot. Kavanaugh's going to be viewed more positively here in Texas than he would nationally because it's more of a Republican and conservative state. Look, Cruz wants this race to be about issues. It was about personalities in the summer. That's part of the reason why Beto was making up ground. Now it's back to issues, and I think Cruz is very comfortable talking about issues. He thinks Beto is out of step on a wide range of issues, and they're prosecuting that case now, and I think they have the resources to do it.
You brought up the whole Brett Kavanaugh issue. We've seen so much of this country in turmoil over this on both sides, protests on both sides, even here in the Austin area. Have politics gotten so nasty that we can't have a conversation between parties anymore?
Well, I think we can have conversations between parties, but when you have exceptional situations like the Cavanaugh one, I think that it strikes an emotional chord that's going to draw ire on definitely the progressive side, but also Republicans who are taking the defensive there. But look, there haven't been, you didn't see this with Gorsuch because Gorsuch didn't have the background that Cavanaugh did. You didn't see this with Alito, Justice Alito, because he didn't have the same background. So I think when you look at the decisions that the Trump administration makes, the appointments that it offers, the appointments that it puts forward, that's going to draw a particular response, whether it's family separation at the border or certain judges or any other kind of things. There's a lot of consternation coming at this administration because of the decisions coming from the administration, and that's why we see this heightened electricity around these elections right now.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I'd point out on Kavanaugh is he's been confirmed by the Senate 3 times before this. Right, so if these things were in his background, they could have come out at any of those times, and they didn't. He was confirmed to be a judge on the 2nd highest court in the land, where he served for 12 years. He was confirmed as White House staff secretary and as associate White House counsel. So he passed background checks, I think, on 6 different occasions. Look, I just think this was a divisive chapter for the country. I think you saw Justice Cavanaugh last night make clear he's not bitter. He's moving forward. He's going to be a fair umpire on the court. Let's all hope that that's the case. That would be good for the country. We now have 9 justices for the fall term, and that's